Let's talk about how to save some money when you're doing your grocery shopping. Now, I'm on here, guys, live, and I wasn't going to go live today, but I said I'm going to go ahead and do it today because I'm out shopping. I'm out doing my grocery shopping. You might be able to see behind me, I'm at Natural Grocers, and I'm about to do my grocery shopping. So I said, let me come on here and at least do a live real quick and talk about some practical ways that people can save money on grocery shopping, right? Because look, a lot of what we do on a daily basis routinely is we go through our lives, and if we're talking about trying to save money, well, one of the places that we spend quite a bit of money on is food. So how can we lower our bill and try to save money on groceries? So I got a routine down, and I wanted to share that routine with you guys. As you come in here, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button for me. And let me know that you can hear me okay, by the way, that my voice is coming through. Just give me a thumbs up and let me know. So I said, let's talk about grocery shopping, how we can save money on food. Now look, these are the things that I do, and I've been doing for a long time, guys. And when I say a long time, I'm talking about parts of this routine I'm gonna share with you guys on how to save some money on your groceries. I've been doing since 1994 for 30 years. And for most of those 30 years, I did the grocery shopping in the household. Most of them, right? Not every single, but for a lot of those years, I did the grocery shopping in my household. And 1994 was when I first got my apartment at a college. So the parts of this routine are old and they test it. Now, I'm not a big splurger, right? I'm a very frugal person, and so I don't mind spending a little money on groceries, but this routine that I'm gonna share with you guys is what helps me save lots and lots of monies on groceries by being organized with it. Hey, what's going on with you? Hey, Mrs. Moore in the house. Good to have you, Mrs. Moore. I know it's been a minute since I did a live, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. If anybody comes on here clowning, to just, get them up out of there. So what is my routine for grocery shopping that helps me save hundreds of dollars? Now, the first thing is this, though. The first thing I do, and I'm gonna give you about 7 things, guys, and you can follow my routine. You don't have to follow my routine. You can do what you do. I'm not mad at you. Everybody does things a little bit different, right? Everybody does things a little bit different. So the first thing I do to save money on groceries, let's see, I've been saving a little over $1,000 a month by meal prepping and not eating out. I like that. I like that. Oatmeal said, I like that. That's Jefferson City, Missouri in the house, not far from me. Good to have you. So the first thing I do, guys, when it comes to trying to save money on grocery shopping is I do a cash envelope system to this day. As we speak right now, I do a cash envelope system. I don't have my envelope with me. It's not really an envelope at this point, right? But I have a cash envelope system that I do, and I've been doing it for a long time, and I keep my money in there for groceries, for food, right? So every single 2 weeks, I pull out 2 weeks worth of cash that I'm gonna spend on grocery shopping, and I put it in an envelope, or I put it away. I put it in cash. So I have cash to go spend on grocery shopping. Now, is it always the best way to do it? That's for you to decide. Totally up to you. But for me, it sort of keeps me in check if I have cash, right? It kind of keeps me, it kind of works well with my budget. So I have a budgeted amount of money I spend every 2 weeks on food. And it's automatic. It has gone up a little bit over the course of years as food has gone up in price, obviously, but it's pretty automatic. That's number one. That's the very first thing. The second thing I do to help me save hundreds of dollars is not just do the envelope system, because the envelope system is cool because that keeps me kind of like gives me a limit, right? It limits me to what I can spend. But the second thing I do is I only shop 1 day per week, right? I don't go back and forth to the grocery store. Oh, I forgot this. Oh, I got to get that. Oh, I got it. No, I'm not in the grocery store more than once a week. On a special occasion, maybe twice a week. But at the 9 times out of 10, 1 time a week, I'm in this grocery store. I don't come over here to Natural Grocers, or I got 2 stores I go to. 2, sometimes 3. Natural Grocers, Whole Foods. I told you, I'm kind of a snob when it comes to food, right? I don't mind going to a good, solid grocery store that has organic stuff and all that. So I'm kind of a snob. Now, look, I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I don't spend a lot of money on shoes. I don't spend a lot of money on concerts and, traveling. But when it comes to food, I'm willing to pay for good food, right? Because that's going in my body. But I still save a lot of money through this routine. So cash envelope system. Second thing was shop 1 day per week. Now, some of you may say I'd go to the grocery store twice a month. That's cool too. Nothing wrong with that. But it just means you got to be disciplined when you only go once a week and you don't want to go throughout the week. The third thing I do is before I go grocery shopping, check this out. Before I go grocery shopping, I already know the meals for the next week. I already know the meals for the next week. I don't think that's really considered meal prepping, is it? But I know what the meals are going to be in the household for the week, so I can shop accordingly. So if it's going to be meatloaf, if it's going to be spaghetti, then I know it's spaghetti. And I'm a person that I don't mind eating leftovers. Now, I know I ran into some people over the years say, I don't eat leftovers. I don't eat leftovers. I like leftovers. To me, I don't understand nobody that don't. If you know somebody that don't eat leftovers, let me know in the chat, because some people don't eat leftovers. Really, really interesting. But I love especially some leftover spaghetti, right? Spaghetti don't even start tasting good to the second day. But I mean, it tastes good the first day, but it tastes better the second day. So I don't mind some leftovers. So we ain't cooking more than 3 or 4, we ain't cooking 3, 4, or 5 meals a week. It might be one meal that stretch out 3 or 4 days, or it might be 2 meals. But them meals gonna last 5 or 6 days a week, right? Maybe that 7th day, I might go get some Chipotle or something, right? But I budgeted for that too already, because any money I spend outside of the food money on food is money that's sitting over in the miscellaneous cash, right? So if I'm gonna spend money at Chipotle or Cava or something like that, that money is already designated in another cash envelope called the miscellaneous money, right? So basically, the third thing is I figure out each meal that's going to happen, and I don't trip on eating a meal 2, 3, 4 days a week. That ain't no big deal. After about 4 days, 3, 4 days, I'm getting a little tired of it, right? Now, the fourth thing I do is to help me save hundreds on groceries is I make a list before I go grocery shopping, okay? So in other words, I don't just go to the store blindly. That's a mistake. When I go to the grocery store, 9 times out of 10, I have a list and it's written out. It's either written out on a piece of paper, and I got my notebook right here so you guys can see. It's written out on a piece of paper. But anyway, I got my notebook, the list in the notebook written out, or it's on my phone, right, somewhere where I put it in my phone. Or I might make a list and take a picture of the list, right? So I make sure I have it. But I make a list on all the stuff that's going to go in the meals. So if it's spaghetti, then guess what? On my list is going to be organic turkey, right? On my list is going to be organic pasta. On my list is going to be the ingredients for the meal that is being cooked, right? And so the ingredients for the meal that's being cooked, you get a couple of meals, that might be $60, $50 for those couple of meals, right? Could be a lot less than that. Could be $30, could be $60, $70, depending on what you're cooking, right? So I'm buying on my list, I'm buying food that's going to fit the meals that I'm cooking already for the next week. And so then what happens is, you got your twos and fews on that list too, right? You got your bread, you got your eggs, you got your oatmeal, whatever stuff the other stuff, the butter, all that other stuff. All that stuff is going to be on the list that you got to buy every week, plus your meals, right? And so I like to be organized with it, so I get organized with it like that. But the list is going to have the list of meals, and it's going to have the list of your regular stuff. Now, the fifth thing I do, I got 7 of these. Now, the fifth thing I do to make sure I'm on point with grocery shopping and able to save hundreds of dollars by having a system is on that list, I put prices on the list next to each thing that I'm buying. Now, listen, let's keep it real here. I ain't even left the house yet, right? I haven't even left the house yet to go grocery shopping, but I got this whole routine that I go through. So next to each item, okay, I need, the turkey. How much is the organic turkey going to cost? Boom, boom, boom. How much is the eggs going to cost? Boom, boom, boom. How much is the whatever? So I put a little, and listen, I don't get real granular with the thing, right? So if the pasta's like $3 for a box or $4 for a box, and I need 2 boxes, I just write $8. I don't write $8.32. I don't do that, right? But $8. I just sort of estimate what I think the stuff is going to cost because I got a good idea. You go to the grocery store 3, 4, 5 times, you know what stuff going to cost. And I go to the grocery store all the time, so I got an idea what strawberries is going to cost, what blueberries is going to cost, what spinach is going to cost, whatever it is. So next to each item, I write. And listen, let me say this. If you have a routine, drop it in the comments below. Or if you have a certain routine or something you do that's different or special, let me know in the comments below, or you can put it in the chat here. I'll check it out. So next to each item I'm going to buy, I go ahead and put how much it costs, and I make sure the costs all add up to less than I have in my budget. If my budget is $200 for a week, then I got to make sure that when I add everything up on the list, it's less than $200 per week. So I'm sort of like giving myself parameters, right? And some of you may be saying, man, you're doing way too much. Just go to the store and get what you want. Listen, when you just go to the store and get what you want, that's how you end up spending a lot of money frivolously, right? Just kind of winging it. And when you wing it, this is what I found out. When you wing it with money in any area, when you just wing it, you spend more. If you think it through and think it through thoroughly and have a plan in place, you end up saving money. I don't care if you're going to buy a pair of shoes. If you have a plan in place, you're gonna spend less money. You're gonna be more conscious about what you spend. And that conscientiousness, is that a word? Conscientious? That being conscious is gonna help save you money. And probably the third biggest thing we spend most of our money on is food. Most people in America, at least. Housing being number 1, car being number 2, and food being number 3. We spend a boatload of money on food. Why not have a system? If you got a system for your household money with your budget, you got a system for buying a car and having a car payment or whatever, buying a car cash, you got a system for saving. Why not have a system for going to the grocery store to try to save some money? That's what I do. So the 5th thing is put the prices next to each item. Now you got a game plan. Now you're ready to get out the house and go to the grocery store. You're 1 day per week, like I am right here, 1 day a week. So the 6th thing you got to do, let me check the chat because I haven't even looked at the chat. Maybe I'm missing something here. Let's see. Okay, we cool. Okay. So the 6th thing is this. When you go to the grocery store, your stores, whatever, Kroger's, what is it? I don't know the national chains, right? Kroger's, Target, wherever you go, right? When you go to the grocery store, you have to make sure. No, let me back up. Before, I'm going to give you number 6. Before you go to the grocery store, always, before you go to the grocery store, this might be the most important thing. Before you go to the grocery store, always, if you can, eat yourself a nice big meal. Before you go to the grocery store. You don't want to go to the grocery store hungry. When you go to the grocery store hungry, you will spend more money. I don't care if it's you go to the grocery store once a week, hungry all the time, you spend an extra $15, $20. Over the course of a month, that's almost 80 bucks, right? Just because you go to the grocery store hungry. You don't think about it. You go into that one aisle where they got the sandwiches, the cold sandwiches. You pick up like a $12 sandwich or something, or a $6 sandwich. You could have saved that $6 if you had ate before you went. Eat before you go to the grocery store, right? If you go to the grocery store hungry, you're going to spend more money because the hunger in your stomach is going to tell you to go down that aisle, grab that candy bar, grab that sandwich, get that over there, and it's a psychological thing is what it is. So go to the grocery store on a full stomach if you can. I know it's hard because you don't be thinking about that all the time, but try to make it a big part of your routine. Now, the seventh and final thing that I do to save hundreds on groceries and save money, even at a store like Natural Grocers or a store like Whole Foods, right, is whenever I go to the grocery store, I always shop fast. I go in and get out quick. I don't lollygag up and down the aisles. I don't meander my way around the aisles. Listen, because when you start meandering your way through aisles, all the different aisles, say, I'm just going to go through all the aisles and see what I need. You're going to spend more money that way. But if you go in with your list, your prices, you got everything down, you got your game plan, you got a full stomach, you get in, you get out. Slow shoppers, listen, grocery stores, they study people, right? They studying you as a shopper, and you don't even know they're studying you. But grocery stores purposely are built for the people who have no plan. Grocery stores are built for the people who just wing it. Why? How do I know that? What do you see at the front of every Walmart, Target, name the grocery store in your local grocery store? At the front, you see all the little things that they know that you probably forgot or probably need. The batteries is up there. The candy bar is up there. The gum is up there. The mints is up there. The Hostess, what do you call them? The Hostess apple pie and cherry pies is up there, right? The Twinkies is up there. All by the front. Because they know for a fact that most people don't come to the grocery store with a plan. Most people come to the grocery store winging it. So guess what? Yeah, we got Twinkies in a box over there, but we gonna sell them by singles right by the register because we know you an impulse buyer. We know we got you if we put the gum, ain't no aisle where the gum ain't in, the individual gum ain't in no aisle. The individual gum is right by the register, right next to that lighter, right next to that toenail clipper, right next to that candy bar that you like, right? I'm a chocolate covered Payday guy. If you haven't seen the Payday's chocolate cover, I love that candy bar. But my point is this: they know that you winging it. And how do they know how do they make up for the fact that they know you winging it? They put a lot of stuff up front to catch you being an impulse buyer, right? They don't have everything stored away nice and neatly in each aisle. Nah, they want to catch you when you, oh, that's 50 cents. Let me throw that in the basket. Oh, that's 75 cents. Let me toss that. Oh, I need some batteries. Boom. It's how they do. But if you go in and go out, and you go in and go out, and you go in and you don't meander up and down each aisle, you get what you need on your list and you stick to your list and you don't forget your list at home. You're a fast shopper. You ain't got time to be looking around. You're too focused, right? You ain't got time to be messing around trying to, I don't know, hemming and hawing, riding the fence and just chilling up and down each aisle, taking your time. Listen, I guarantee you, if you're in the store 20 minutes, you're going to spend a lot less money than the person who's in the store for an hour. The person that's in the store for an hour is going to find more stuff to purchase. That's my seventh tip. 7 things I've been doing for 30 years to save money on groceries. And that's a place where we can all save a little $50, $40, $50 a week on our grocery shopping. You save $40, $50 a week on your grocery shopping, that's $200 a month, right? $200 a month invested over the course of a year is $2,400. That's $2,400 in a year. Over the course of 10 years, that's $24,000. Over the course of 20 years, that's $48,000. That's almost $50,000 that you could have saved just by saving $50 a week. $50,000 in 20 years from 40 or $50 a week. That $50,000 could be grown over the course of 20 years because of compound interest to $100,000 in the stock market, in an S&P 500 ETF or index fund. Think about it. That's 20 years of saving $40 a week at the grocery store can almost get you $100,000, right? $100,000, $200,000. My point is this: don't take these little things lightly, like going to the grocery store, cooking more meals instead of eating out all the time, right? I'm not saying, listen, I eat out at, like I say, I'll get a Chipotle or something like that, but that's budgeted. I pull that from my miscellaneous money. I have a fund every single month on my budget that is for when I want to stop by Panera Bread or whatever it may be, right? So, let me see if we got anything else in the chat, guys. I don't see anything, no problem. But look, that's my suggestion to you. Don't slip on the possibility of saving money at the grocery store. Have a routine. Let me know in the chat below, what is your routine, right? Let me see. Okay. Guys, if you got any questions or anything, let me know. If you got any of your own routine when it comes to grocery shopping, how you save money. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but I ain't said nothing about coupons. I don't do coupons. I don't clip coupons, right? That's not in my routine. I don't have the patience to sit around and clip coupons and try to get sales, and I don't really shop like that. I guess I'm just not really into trying to do a lot of couponing and stuff like that. I found the fact that I have this routine to be a good money saving style for me, right? As I always say, personal finance is personal. Some of the things I mentioned on here you might do. Some of these things I mentioned on here you may not do, but you have to do what works best for you. Get in a routine, get in a groove that's good for you. Guys, don't get out of here without smashing the thumbs up button for me. If you know anybody else that might benefit from this quick live, shoot the link to this video over to them and share it with somebody that you know, somebody you like, a network, a Facebook group. Just share the video with other people, because there's a lot of ways that we can be practical to save money. We know we want to make more money, and we talk about investing on this channel. We talk about budgeting on this channel. We talk about quite a few things, side hustles. But one area that we can really get better at, all of us, because we all eat and we all have the need for food. So one of the areas we can get better at is by having a routine for grocery shopping and trying to save money there. Hit the thumbs up button for me, guys. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here, Miss Moore. Thank you for being here, Miss Lady. Thank you for being here, Oatmeal. I appreciate you guys more than you know. Tap it. As I always say, the absolute best person who's going to take care of the old you who has to eat is the young you. Guys, take good care of yourself and take care of other people. Until the next video, peace.